Good morning, chat, and welcome back to my virtual reality space. Happy Sunday. Today, I am taking a break from doom scrolling into Genshin Impact. This game is free to play, and we will be going on a cinematic adventure which will be narrated by Paimon. The game is currently running on my iPhone 15 Plus, and I'm using my PlayStation 5 controller to control the cinematic adventure. So, if you are in the neighborhood, you can go ahead and jump into the live and say hi in the chat, or jump into the game. My in-game name is in the description of the video. So, without any further ado, let's jump into the fun. Watch out, yo.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's gone. Now they're back. Oh, they're coming back. Oh, there they are. Hello. Good morning, Toby. Alright, time for a So, we are now in the city of Freedom, which is one of the best cities in the game because you are free to do all the cinematic adventures you would like to get into. And that mountain over there is a real place that we can walk to right down through those gates around that corner over the lake, and that's the water frozen waters. On the other side of the town is where our adventures are going to be. So let's queue up our adventure. And our adventure is in a straight line, 10,000 meters. That way I'm going to call it meters. But before we jump into the main stage, we are live and caught up here on YouTube. So I'm going to take this opportunity to let X know which platforms are currently on. And I just want to let you know here, chat, that it's about 8 o'clock right now in Florida, and it is beginning to look like winter. It is 71 degrees outside. There is no sign of the sun. It is cloudy skies, and it is starting to feel nippy. But alright, let's check if everything went out correctly. We have YouTube right now, and 11 hours ago we have Tower of Fantasy exclusive on X. Alright, let's jump back into the chat and let's have some fun. Alright, so before we head off on our mission, we have to check in with our guild master, just down here right beyond these windmill. We gotta check in, let her know that we are reporting for duty, and any adventures we go on, it's all licensed under the association, and we can get reward for leveling up. Toe drag, oh, I barely missed it.
Welcome to the Adventurers Guild.
Alright, so it looks like we didn't gain a level up, but we did gain some meat and some looking like chicken, and we can use those later to go ahead and give us some level ups. Why is she hanging out here? Looks like we've got a quick detour, chat. But one of the squad mates are requesting a meeting. Let's go see what she has going on. Hello, guards. Thank you for welcoming to Mondstadt. Hello, birdies. Excuse me, coming through. Don't mind me. Hello. Little Timmy hanging out by the bridge. Alright, now we should be heading right over this way. This world is huge, chat. You can come in and with or without controller, you can just check out the city or anywhere else in this game for free. Now let's see what is going on here. Hello, Amber. I think Amber's mad we took her out the squad. I'm absolutely lost. Alright. Seems like we took care of that one, huh? Alright, so now our quest is beyond that mountain I was just showing you, chat. That big one there. See how long it took us to run out of the city to here? Now if we were to try and traverse all the way over this mountain, it would take a really long time, because this yellow dot is showing us where our mission is, and we would have to walk across all of this nice beautiful map to get over here. But what we can do is, instead of doing all that walking, we can quantumly entangle our particles and reassimilate them on the other side of the map. And just like that, we are here. We have teleported first thing in the morning without even breaking a sweat. And we are now 142 M's away instead of 10,000. And now we get this nice little GPS, which is gonna lead us directly to where we need to go. The citizens here are having a good time, jamming. There's items in the area to be discovered. Oh, cool, we got some cabbage. We can make some food later, along with that meat. We got camera equipment, which can actually be used. But we won't stick around long enough to use it. And our destination should just be a hop and a skip this way. Open sesame. Oh, we're going into the back room. Hello.
Huh. There's a lot less stuff here than before.
It's good to see you all here in one piece. I know you must have a lot of questions, but let Koichi check you over first. It's best not to let any lingering effects of the abyss go untreated.
Thank goodness you made it back. I came here as soon as the Pyro Archon told me about your plan. Take a seat, everybody. I'll examine you one by one. Right. That should do it for now. But just to be safe, I'll perform another checkup in a couple of days. I have to say, though, I've never seen anyone react to the Abyss like you, Traveler. It's like you're completely immune to its power.
He always has been special like that. He can even purify its power. Wait, now that you mention it, Paimon doesn't think she's affected either.
Given the current situation, that ability will likely play a great role in the events to come.
Of course. I still have patients to see, so I'll head out.
Thank you, Koichi.
All right. We might not see eye to eye, but we both had good intentions. Just give it time. I'm sure we'll figure things out between us one day.
Yeah.
All right. There's so much to discuss, I don't even know where to begin. You've seen it for yourselves now. The devastation in the Night Kingdom. I'll get straight to the point. Natlan is on the verge of destruction. It's very possible our nation has less than a year before total devastation.
Huh? No. That can't be true, can it?
That's right. But I've only ever disclosed that fact to the handful of people working with me to save this nation. Our looming destruction is not a recent development, but the inevitable conclusion of the disaster the Abyss initiated 500 years ago.
Ruani told us a little bit about that.
500 years ago, all the nations of Teyvat were invaded by the Abyss. Unlike the other nations, Natlan never had stable and deep-rooted ley lines, so we suffered the worst of the invasion. The battle against the Abyss was exceedingly long and brutal. In the end, victory came at the cost of our civilization and countless lives. Even then, it took centuries of solving the disasters caused by the Abyss to finally achieve the peace we know today. And still, this is but a superficial victory. The forces of the Abyss have merely been driven back underground. Their threat to Natlan remains as real as ever.
I'd never have guessed.
The problems plaguing the Night Kingdom are all the more complicated because that realm is essentially functioning as Natlan's ley lines. Immediately after the war, our calculations estimated that we would have a maximum of 500 years before the Night Kingdom was completely lost to the Abyss. But at that time, we were a nation of the destitute. Our people no longer believed in victory, nor did they hold hope for the future. Our civilization was dying, our faith crumbling, and the line of power passed down from the Wayab nearly severed. If we didn't bring the nation back together, it would be foolish to even dream of defeating the Abyss in the future. So, the Archon had a long and involved discussion with the heroes of each tribe, and finally came up with a 500-year-long plan to save Natlan.
So that's what happened. After finding Kachina, I encountered a strange figure who gave me a series of new memories. Since the plan was mentioned in those memories, I guess I've been chosen to play an important role in it. But there's still something I don't understand. Those memories showed me the Pyro Archon from back then. And it was you. Huh? But that doesn't make any sense! The Pyro Archon is supposed to be human! It's impossible for a human to live that long!
That's right. The hardest thing for humans to overcome has always been time, or rather, the natural limitations of our lifespan. A god can extend a human's life by using a certain amount of divine power, or subjecting them to a curse. But, as we all know, Natlan doesn't have gods like that. We can only rely on our own methods. A human life is like a flame destined to be extinguished. 500 years ago, I placed my life within the sacred flame. Only by dying before my time could I have the chance to wake up again.
So, in other words, this is your second life?
Yes. We only managed to defeat the Abyss all those years ago because the tribes came together as one. If the Natlan of the future was to have a fighting chance, the Pyro Archons that came after the war had to rebuild the decimated tribes. The goal was to reunite the people and restore the strength of each tribe's Wyab. Once a tribe was back to its full strength, the tribe's Wyab would select a hero, indicating the tribe was once again ready for war. The Chosen would then stand by my side in defense of our nation, just like great heroes of old, 500 years ago.
So that means I'm one of the Chosen?
That's right. You bear the ancient name Umoja, the same one held by the hero from your tribe 500 years ago. It means unity. After your adventure in the Night Kingdom, I trust you've come to fully understand the meaning of that name.
So in other words, you always knew who the Wyab were going to pick from each tribe?
Yes. According to the plan, each tribe was supposed to have been fully restored by the time I awoke. But something went wrong along the way. The 6 heroes successfully inherited the ancient names from 500 years ago, but the intel regarding the plan wasn't passed on to them. Once again, it comes down to the deterioration of the Night Kingdom. Communication between the Sacred Flame and the Wyab has been blocked.
Just like how the Ode of Resurrection failed to bring Kachina back.
Exactly. It's just another tactic the Abyss is using against us. The Abyss may not possess intelligence, but its methods certainly aren't easy to counter. If we want to unblock that information from being passed on, my presence alone isn't enough. The ancient name-bearer must establish a greater connection to their name. So, I've tried my best to help them from the sidelines. Currently, Shilonin of the Children of Echoes, Kinich of the Scions of the Canopy, and Iansan of the Collective of Plenty have all been acknowledged by their names. During your adventure, you too earned the acknowledgement of your Wyab, Mualani. In the process, you gained the memories stored within your name.
But we have less than a year!
Yes, but we have no choice. We cannot start the plan until all the heroes have been gathered. That's also why I haven't been able to take action despite the urgency of the situation.
But if you knew this whole time, why didn't you just tell me about my role in all this? Wouldn't that make everything go a lot faster?
Perhaps, but the opposite could also be true. Knowing your destiny too early could mean failing to realize your full potential. Just like your determination to save Kachina, I hope your commitment to this endeavor comes from your own strength of will, rather than a sense of obligation.
So I suppose you're not going to tell us who the final 2 heroes are then?
That's right. Their time is yet to come. Putting pressure on them beforehand will only hinder their development. I can only trust in the judgment of the Wyab. I have never believed I could solve this crisis alone. In fact, it was precisely because I chose to trust and rely on others that we managed to get this far. Natlan's salvation lies not in its Archon or any singular individual, but in us all. You're quite perceptive, aren't you? I thought I might get away with avoiding the topic.
Huh? Oh, right! All of the stuff you stored here before, where did it all go?
Even though I sacrificed my power, I still needed a contingency plan to ensure you would make it back from the Night Kingdom. After all, I was the one who allowed you to take that risk, and Mualani has an important role to play in my plan. In addition to their sentimental value, the items I stored here held a much more important purpose: fuel.
Fuel? So back then, that's why you...
Yes. The stories embodied by those items are certainly important, but there's an even more significant trait they all share. Every item belonged to a hero of Natlan. Over time, they became imbued with a certain amount of contending fire from being carried in battle. On their own, each item's power is limited, but together, their combined effect can prove quite useful in a dire situation. By burning those items, I was able to activate the contending fire stored within them to open the boundary between the 2 worlds. It was a rather crude approach, so all their power was depleted in an instant, as you can see.
But weren't they all precious treasures? What about their storage?
no matter what. I never wanted the Pyro Archon to have to use that power. Oh, I'm so sorry.
You have nothing to be sorry for. You all deserve my thanks, actually. If you hadn't saved the totem pole, that area of the Night Kingdom would have been forever lost to the abyss. And then, it would only be a matter of time before the Children of Echoes was met with disaster. Besides, when those heroes entrusted their belongings to me, or the Pyro Archon of their time, it was out of a desire to contribute to Natlan's survival. If they knew those items helped save the present-day heroes of Natlan, they would not mourn their loss.
Even when you put it that way, I still feel bad.
There's no need. Remember what I told you about time? The people and the events of the past are never truly lost to us. We simply carry them with us in a different form. In that sense, we didn't lose anything at all. If you still have regrets, let them fuel your resolve in the battles to come. Your deeds will become new legends and nurture new forms of power just like the items once stored here.
Well, we'd still like to return the favor.
Well, if that's the case, just treat me to a drink sometime. Now that Kachina has returned, we can finally hold the victory feast and celebrate your team's triumph in the Night Warden Wars. And we could all use the rest, that's for sure. Plus, you'll be able to silence everyone who doubted you once and for all, Kachina.
Still, now that I know the danger we're facing, having a victory feast doesn't feel right.
Try not to let it get to you. It's important to stay calm. Worrying about it will only affect your judgment. All right, you should head out. I'll join you in a bit.
When I was young, I used to sit by the hot springs and listen to the stories of warriors from all over Natlan. They attract people from all walks of life. Friends come easy here, no matter what tribe you're from. The people of the springs have never claimed the hot springs as their own private property. They are there to bring all hot spring buddies together. It's been really nice seeing the children of my tribe get older. It's helped me gradually understand the true value of the springs. I've witnessed their energy, their determination, their absolute passion for life. Even when they cause trouble, I never managed to hold on to my anger for long. It's unbelievable how quickly they worm their way back into my good graces. I'm certain Mualani will become a great warrior when she grows up. She possesses infinite potential. I can see it. One day, when I'm no longer in fighting form, I'll come here and tell stories to all the children, just like those warriors did for me. So you better get busy, Pyro Archon, or I'll end up running out of stories.
Our nation is engulfed in darkness. Our tribes stand divided, and yet you promise victory in the distant future. The Abyss is a cunning enemy, one that I've faced in battle many times. Were that not the case, I would never understand exercising this degree of caution. My rage will never know absolution, and my power will no longer aid you in victory. But you came to me because you knew you could convince me with just a single sentence. I understand your choice. The heroes of today will forge the path ahead with blood and fire. Just remember to earn us the victory we are owed. Otherwise, rest assured, I'll find a way to collect the debt. For Natlan.
So, you're gonna head 500 years in the future to serve as the Pyro Archon again? But what about the you from right now? You're just gonna die.
You can't ask her those questions and expect her to answer, my dear. The decision is hers to make, and she deserves our support. We will do everything we can to rebuild the tribes. Don't you worry. Even across time, we will all do our part to fight for Natlan's future.
Yeah, Mom's right. We'll always believe in you, sis. Seriously though, Dad should be here. Where is he?
I imagine he didn't know what to say, so he chose not to come at all. Don't take it to heart, my dear. That's just who he is. Just remember, no matter what happens in the future, we will always love you.
I'll come find you one day. I know I can't live that long, but I'll think of something. There has to be a way for us to meet again one day. If there's an answer out there somewhere, I'm gonna find it. So, don't forget about me.
If that's your decision, then you have my full support, Archon.
May our children live to see such a lovely son.
For Natlan!
No one fights alone. The rules are my legacy. They shall grant us the strength to overcome the next tragedy.
War forged the 6 tribes, taught us how to fight, instilled in us what it means to love.
Who will be the one to bring this to an end?
We are the inheritors of memory and legend. Those who grew alongside sun and wind. Those who forged our own destiny and future. That is Natlan's fire. The lifeblood of our nation.
Alright, chat, and we are back. We are now heading 67 meters in a straight line, but we're not going in a straight line, so our mileage may vary. But it is good to see that everyone of the past is coming together for the future. Whoa, let's watch our step here. Hello, good morning, excuse me coming through, happy Sunday. Look how huge this arena is, chat. They actually keep the games here, and you get to see everybody go at it and do their best. But our destination is right over here somewhere. There it is.
Hey, Koichi! You here for the victory feast too?
Oh, no. I knew Chaska would be here, so I just came to deliver some medicine. I was about to leave, actually. But it's not that I don't want to celebrate Kachina and the others. I'm so glad she made it back. It's just... Well, I'll make things awkward if I'm around my sister right now.
Ah, well, you two had a fight, so Paimon can understand.
She didn't cause any trouble during your trip, right?
Yeah, she was super helpful. She gave us a lot of useful information about the Abyss.
That's good. That's all I needed to know.
Is there a reason you asked? You were pretty outspoken when we first met, but now it's like you're holding something back.
Maybe it seemed unreasonable, picking that fight with her before you left, but I did it for a reason. Her impulse to fight is extremely strong. Her mental strength helps her rein it in, but she still loses control sometimes. I had no idea what you might face in the Night Kingdom, so I didn't want to take any chances.
So, what you're saying is...
Okay, so maybe it sounds a little stupid, but it works pretty well. It helps her keep her cool for a little while, at least. Anyway, I'm just glad you were able to make it back safe and sound. That's all I wanted.
What? Do you really have to go that far? Can't you just talk it out?
No way. Chaska never opens up about her own pain, especially to her family. She can't learn about this, or it'll be even harder to help her. I appreciate the understanding, and don't worry. I'll find a way to help her ease this burden. Anyway, I need to get going. Enjoy the celebration. Oh, and if you ever need a doctor, you know who to find.
Huh. Who would have thought there was a deeper reason behind their arguing? In the end, it's all the Abyss's fault. Paimon's had enough of them.
Alright, where's our destination? Oh, there it is. Open Sesame.
Let's give a huge round of applause to our brave young warrior, Kachina!
Well done, Kachina. Thank you, everyone. I'm so glad I finally made it.
I always knew you could do it. With so much potential at your age, you have a great future ahead of you.
You're one to talk. Don't think I didn't know you were the first person to abandon your team. I'll be dealing with you when we get back.
I had no choice. My friend invited me. I couldn't just say no.
Oh, really? So you weren't just trying to get ahead in the first round?
I wasn't, I swear. I just happened to find that bearer injured in the wild, so I stopped to bandage his wounds. When he insisted on repaying the favor, what was I supposed to do? I'm just one person. I figured Kachina would have no trouble replacing me.
But the fact of the matter is that after your departure, everyone else started thinking about swapping teams too.
I'm really sorry, Kachina. It was wrong of us to abandon you like that.
It's amazing that you still made it all the way through to the Night Warden Wars. That's the highest honor.
So, what about you guys? Did you make it far?
Our team captain drank too much the night before the competition and turned up late to the stadium on the day. We got disqualified.
Serves you all right. No sympathy from me.
Alright. There's no need to be like that, Uncle Pakal. Dear friends, I'd like to say a few words. Firstly, I'm grateful to my friends and our great Archon for helping to bring me back. This traveler and his companion Paimon are some of the strongest people I've ever met. If they were allowed to participate in the pilgrimage, I have no doubt that they'd win the whole thing. They've agreed to let me learn from them. With their help, I believe I can become even stronger still. And let's not forget my good friends, Moalani, Chaska, Kanich, and Ayun-san. They all helped the traveler and Paimon figure out a way to bring me back from the Night Kingdom. They too deserve to be called our heroes. So, please give another round of applause for them. Thank you so much.
Well said!
I'll drink to that. How does it feel being a hero, Kachina?
To be honest, it's a bit overwhelming. It all just feels so surreal. Well, you better get used to it. Next up, undefeated champion! Hey, please don't make fun of me.
Gina is back. Huge party.
Ah, you're here. Have some fruit juice. I got it specially for you two.
How did you know? That's Paimon's favorite!
You look like you've still got questions. Ask away. Because they had their own lives to live. The thought of telling them, abandon your families and everyone you love, and come with me to the end of time, for in 500 years Natlan will be destroyed, it seemed too cruel. You could just as easily point out that everything in this world would come to an end eventually. But life is short, and beyond a point, it just doesn't seem real. Imagine if I said, let's leave right now and go save the sun because it'll flame out in a few million years. It would sound quite ridiculous. I couldn't make them shoulder that burden with me. Besides, every generation will have its heroes, this one included. The plan could still work without them. Or, of course, without me. But since I was the one who came up with the plan, I felt duty-bound to see it through to the end.
I'm suddenly remembering that portrait in your room. Was that your family from back then?
Yes, it was. So when you asked me who my sister grew up to be, the truth is that very little information survives. From what I've been able to piece together, I can conclude with a reasonable degree of confidence that she ended up as an architect and artist. She played an instrumental role in rebuilding the scions of the Canopy tribe, designing and building many houses. But of course, none of her buildings are around anymore. Still, it was an impressive achievement, and I'm very proud of her. You feel loss keenly. It seems to stir up feelings of regret in you. But this is something I have long since come to terms with. This is a war, and there can be no war without loss. I am already far more fortunate than those who lost their lives to the Abyss. The people of Natlan look to me as their Archon, and the weight of their expectations is mine to bear. I must see our fate through to the very end, no matter what I may find there.
Yeah, doesn't that mean the way everything ends has already been
takes many forms. The past, present, and future coexist, and all are equally important. Even if the future ends in destruction, there's still no reason to give up on the here and now. And it's precisely because we humans cannot know our fate that we will never give up on our struggle. This is a pivotal moment. We are still 2 heroes short. Well, 3 to be precise. There's one further hero who I'm hoping to get on my side, whatever it takes. Your resistance to the corrupting power of the Abyss is truly remarkable. It would easily make you an all-important figure in the upcoming battle. If you agree to join us, you will not only gain my full support in your journey, but I will also forge a brand new ancient name for you.
Ancient names can be forged?
They can. Several strict conditions must be met, but if they couldn't be forged at all, then the number of them in circulation would have long dwindled to 0. Possessing an ancient name would mean that your adventures in Natlan are recorded in full. Your stories would be remembered by our people for all the years to come. The Ode of Resurrection may have temporarily lost its power, but still, take this as my personal guarantee that I shall never let you fall. Just like in the Night Kingdom, I will be there for you. That is a promise I will fulfill at all costs. This nation always honors its heroes.
Yeah, we can't just ignore the situation here.
Wonderful. Then I'll reach out to Shilonen right away. She's the one who will forge the name. We've never forged an ancient name for an Outlander before, but I trust she'll find a way.
My lord, we've received word that the Pyro Archon has lost much of her power. Although your injury complicates things, this is most certainly the opportune time to seize the Gnosis.
Victory and defeat are rules, not outcomes. I have never taken advantage of an opponent in a time of weakness, and I don't intend to start now. As for you, I must confess, I did not expect that little trick of yours to save the day.
No matter how dense the fog, as long as the sun remains, we cannot turn day into night. She could have dispelled it. She simply chose not to. You don't have much time, and you're injured on top of that. What do you plan to do next?
I'm beginning to see just how useful you may turn out to be. You heard something from here, didn't you?
Alright, chat. Looks like we're getting our ancient name added. And what that means is we might be able to reincarnate. But we can't yet. So, let's find out where our next adventure is. Let's jump on over here to our quest log. And we have a number of quests that are now locked because we are on a path that we must finish. And it might be this one. So, let's pin that and let's move out. Open, please. $900. I think we need to exit this whole chamber room. Let's put a little pep in our step. And we are heading outside the city. That looks like a beautiful long walk, chat. But let's use quantum entanglement. And the closest we can get is... That one's not unlocked, is it? Let's go down the street. Geronimo. Watch out below. We're coming through. Hello, little ones. Stay close to your parents. Or parent. Or guardian. There, we're just passing through. Don't mind us. Geronimo. Everybody's ready to get active, chat. But our destination is over here.
According to the map, we should be getting close. Let's search the area. Stay on your toes, though. Get away from me! Look, over there! Is that Master Chevin?
What is happening here? Hey. Back up. What is going on here? Stop shooting at me, sir. Oh no, I've taken damage. Let's kick this up a notch. Please refrain from all that shooting. Get out of here. Cease all activities. Get out of here.
Where did you come from? So strong! Let's get out of here, boys! Run! Leave the stuff if you want to live. Drop all of it!
Well, they didn't put up much of a fight.
Thank you so much. I thought I wasn't gonna make it down this mountain alive. Saved by the traveler. Guess my luck's not too bad today. Sorry. Let me introduce myself. I'm Chevin, a gem artisan. I'm not usually this lucky, but maybe things are looking up. She did, huh? I didn't mean to make her worry. I wasn't planning to be gone longer than 2 days, tops. But then, I discovered a new seam of volcanic crystal near the Shadow Pin. It's a large deposit, and the purity is exceptional. I dug up a whole bunch of it and was getting ready to head back. But the phlogiston within the crystals attracted monsters. I panicked and ran up a narrow path to avoid them. But by the time I was in the clear, I ended up running into those bandits. You showed up in the nick of time.
If the situation was so dangerous, why didn't you just drop the crystals and run?
I left most of them behind, believe me. I only kept the purest chunk. I have to bring it back no matter what. For Tlasoli and poor little Nichka. Right, you wouldn't know. Tlasoli is a former ancient name artisan, and Nichka is her daughter. That's right. Or, well, she used to. Now she just handles regular fortune commissions. And because of her daughter, poor Nichka contracted an awful illness. and Tlasoli put everything aside to take care of her. Even as Nechika's illness grew worse, Tlasoli never gave up. Like a torch in the night, she was determined to burn bright, even as darkness encroached from all directions. Still, all's well that ends well. Thanks to the doctor's medicine and the YOP's protection, Nechika's flame was rekindled. Her condition has been slowly improving ever since. She's still weak, of course, and has to recuperate at home. But she's well enough to write letters already. She often writes to Shilonen, apparently. Her dream is to become an ancient names forger, just like her mother. Her birthday's in a few days, so Tlasoli asked me to find a pure volcanic crystal to give her as a present.
Yeah, talk about an important chunk of ore! What a nice gift! Tymon hopes it helps her feel better.
I'm sure she and her mother appreciate your well wishes. Alright, let's head back. I'm sure Amish is worried sick. Actually, why don't you come with me to visit Tlasoli tomorrow? It's all thanks to you that I managed to bring back the crystal. You deserve a reward for helping us protect something so significant.
That's right! A good mood makes for a quick recovery! And of course, we wouldn't say no to a little gift.
Don't worry, something tells me you'll like this one. But I'll let Tlasoli tell you what it is herself.
Alright, chat. Looks like we got ourselves a little localized reward here. Oh. Did not see that coming. Unable to grab onto the rock. Then how do we get our reward? Oh. We would have to climb this mountain, chat. They want us to climb. Let's see, can we reach the top before we run out of stamina? Doesn't seem that far up. And the reward will be way worth it. Let's see here. We should be able to make it, right, chat? Maybe that would have been a safer site to aim for. Plus we are blocked. Let's go ahead and move on out of the way. Climb, lad, climb. You can do it. You're almost there. Don't give up. You can do it. We're running so low on stamina. Doesn't look like we're gonna make it, chat. And we didn't. And that's what happens when the goals are not realistic. Now let's have Barbara heal him back up, and let's make some realistic plans. This side looks way more manageable. We gained one bit of intel. We can make it if we aim for this side. But if we keep jumping, we're gonna run out of stamina again. And we made it. Whoa. Nothing to see here. Where's our target? Target acquired. Geronimo. We're too high. Coming down. And we have got the target. Time to move out. Alrighty, so we are under attack and we need to move. So it looks like we got our next mission, which is in this direction. We're gonna wait until we're no longer under attack. And it is not visible here, so let's use our teleporter. Wait a minute. There was a teleporter where... Oh no, chat. I just remembered. There was a teleporter here, and we didn't activate it. So first things first. We're gonna have to go back. Whoa. Hello. He is staring us down. Alright. Let's hop back over to this direction. Because after our story, we got so locked in that we failed to activate the teleporter. And those teleporters are real useful, chat. Real useful. Especially later in the future when we want to quickly navigate. It's gonna make traveling a breeze. Should be right up this way. We're gonna take the correct path this time instead of climbing the wall. And now, teleporter should be right there. Alright. We have the teleporter. We also have a photo perfect moment here. Look at all this beautiful rocks. Alright, we got ourselves some memorabilia. We also have side quests. The side quests are not the same as the main quest led by Paimon. They are still animated, some of them. But no, there's no Paimon voice that's active in all of them. But as a game design, all of the missions need to be completed in order for the story to progress along. Alright. So we are locked into helping out the cause. Alright, so our next mission seems to be over this way. And we have teleporters nearby. So let's teleport. And we got a photo ready moment here. Look at that drill. Alright. Now where is that destination? Oh, it is being tracked. Alright, we get no full GPS support here. We just have to trust our instincts and walk forward. Here she is. Hello.
Oh, you're early. Looking forward to your gift?
One moment, chat. One moment. Huh. Alright, let's give this a refresh to make sure that everything is still running smoothly. Looks like we are a little bit behind on the live, but we are still active. Alright chat, let's get back in it.
That's right. Nitchka's been so sick, and plus Oli had to give up what she loves. Things might get better, but they could probably still use some cheering up.
I've already asked someone to swing by and let Sasoli know we're coming. She's probably made all the necessary preparations. Let's go then. Do you mind watching the story niche? I'll be right back.
And our GPS is partially back. Okay. Let's go this way. Our destination is right on top of this mountain here. Dance competition. The crowd goes wild. Alright chat, let's get back into it. We should be somewhere in this vicinity. Oh, we are going up the mountain, chat. And there's that big drill we just took a photo of. It's not really a drill, it's just a piece of art pointing at this mountain, coming from that as a part of that building. There's a teleporter here. We could have teleported, chat. Let's get some health real quick. Full health. Alright, where are we heading? Let's climb the mountain so we can see where our destination is. I will be turning into Yusa. And let's climb. I believe if we grab these little flower things, gives us a little bit more endurance. Alright, where is our mission? Nope, doesn't give us more endurance. Hello, pretty bird. Would you like to come back to the house with me? You do not seem violent. There we go. Now let's see, can we get this pretty bird in our backpack? Oh no. It didn't work. Pretty bird, get in my backpack. Aw, pretty bird said not today. Alright, let's not unintentionally capture somebody here. Alright, so where are we heading? We're heading right there. But there is something worth grabbing right here. So we're gonna make sure we grab this little bad boy. And there is a teleporter. Off this way somewhere. This mountain seems very huge, but it seems like the teleporter is on this side. Look at the dinosaurs, chat. Long-necked dinosaurs. Rawr. Alright, let's keep going. We should be able... Yeah, this one doesn't look that tall. We can jump. Let's get active and exhausted. We made it. And let's regain our energy. And let's move. And we made it. Now let's activate this teleporter. That'll save us from having to do it later. And now our destination is right this way. Geronimo! Look at this huge open world, chat. That mountain right there, you guessed it, is a real traversable mountain. I think there are some mountains that are just here for beauty. That may be one of them. But we didn't take any fall damage. Let's continue.
Here we are. Nice house, right? Give me a sec, I'll go knock. Flasoli, open up! They're here! Flasoli? Are you home? Open the door! That's strange. Huh, the door's locked. But she shouldn't be out at this time of day. Hey, Nechka! Nechka! It's me, Chevin! Open up, please!
What if something happened to the two of them? What if Nechka got worse again?
Let's not overthink things. They were doing just fine the last time I was here. Nechka was sleeping soundly in her room. Still, I told Flasoli we were coming. Maybe she had to take Nechka out to get some medicine.
Hey, what's that over there? Looks like a Tapetlosaur nest.
That's right. Flasoli has a Tapetlosaur companion. If I remember right, its name is Iengu? When she was still in the forging business, she'd often have Iengu help with some digging work. But since Nachka fell ill, she hasn't let it dig much recently. Wait a minute. What the... This place is a mess! Iengu's nowhere to be seen either.
Whoa, look at all these broken boxes! Something terrible must have happened. The tracks end at this cliff. Could the Tepetlosaur have climbed up the mountain? Let's head up there and see.
Let's get a ride from the neighborhood Peglosaurus. Is that what he's called? Hostile environment. Excuse me, we're coming through. Don't mind us. And we have arrived.
Huh, there really is a Tepetlosaur up here. Might not be Closoli's companion, though. But Paimon still doesn't see any sign of Closoli.
Hey, Traveler! Paimon!
That's Chevin's voice!
Come down, quick! Tlosoli's here!
Huh? We just got up here and Closoli's back already? What a coincidence. Why is the Tepetlosaur coming along? Whoa, hey, don't run, you'll hit us!
Iengu, come here. Are you being naughty again? Oh, that's a good Sorian. Oh, you must be hungry. Sorry. I'll whip up something for you later. All right, run along and play now. I'll come along in a sec. Sorry, you two. I was waiting for you at home when Nachka... Well, she snuck out and ran off by herself. She said she just wanted to pick some flowers for our guests. But she ended up getting lost along the way. Luckily, I managed to find her before long.
Yeah, Chevin told us she was just starting to get better.
She's still very weak. The shock and the cold wind certainly didn't help, so she ended up with a slight fever. I gave her some medicine and now she's in bed. But it's nothing a good night's rest can't fix. That said, she won't be able to meet you today. I'm sorry you came all this way for nothing.
Don't worry about it. We know she's still recovering. Chevin told us how serious her illness was. Her health definitely comes first. We were just dropping by to check on her.
Well, she can at least speak to me and go about her day normally. That's already more than I could ask for.
Hey, cheer up! This is supposed to be a happy occasion. We do appreciate that she tried to welcome us with flowers. Anyway,